I'm making this video to show teachers how to create classes in Edcite. Well, first actually, first how to log in, then how to create their classes, then how to get students to join their class. Then I'll move into the administration mode to show how to distribute a common assessment to all teachers of each subject or each assessment you want to, each benchmark you want to do. And then I'll go back into the teacher mode to show how to have students log into, have students start the assignment an assessment that you assign. So clearly we start with edcite.com. We go to log in as a teacher. We'll talk about student login in a minute because there's an easier way to do that. So as a teacher, we're going to log in with Microsoft. And it should open you right up to your account because Microsoft, that universal sign-in should work and connect to your account. If you have problems with this, your sign-in or password, you should contact Mark Johnson and he can fix it for you. There's also a forgot password link that you can try if you want to sign in on the bottom sign-in screen that they had. This brought me to the admin home just because I was using that to play with Edcite last year. So I'm going to switch to teacher home. So I deleted all my classes so I could show you guys how to create them. So you're going to land on this homepage. It may bring you to my classes or it might bring you to recent assignments. Just make sure that you're on my classes and it says you don't have any active classes. So we're going to go ahead and create them. As department heads, I would recommend creating a nice, clean, uniform way to name your classes so that it's easier to distribute the common assessment. So these are ones from last year, and I didn't like the way that turned out. So I'm going to name my classes. I teach US 1 and US 2. So I'm going to name my A period is US 2 honors, and it's A period. So that's how I'm going to name my class. So I would recommend, having that same format for every US 2 teacher. The name of the course, the number, the level, and then the letter and the period. You don't have to change anything on here or do anything else. So we're going to click create. I'll have an assignment. You'll see there's a join class code here. We'll go back to that later. I want to create all of the classes so I can show you guys how to go through because now you don't know how to create a class, right? This part here, it's weird. There's nothing that says create class. So what you have to do is go back to my classes, click create new class. And my C period is US2 CP. C period. That fills in because I had these created before. Just say, go ahead. Gotta go back to my classes again. I'm going to create my US2, US1 honors period. Now, if you want to put period first, that's fine. You could do whatever format you want, but it's very important, I think, to have that commonality between all of your teachers' classes. So I just want to go through the whole thing of setting up all of my classes. So you don't have to change anything over there. And the last one I have is G period, right? So that's US2 CP G period. All right, great. So I have all my classes created. Now, if I click my classes again, it will show all of my classes here. And this import classroom, don't worry about that. We can't do that right now. What you're going to do to have students log into or to join your class rather is you're going to give them this website, edcite.com/start. This is a nice way for kids to actually, no, I'm sorry, edcite.com/go. So if you do this one, it directs you to the student login, the little pencil guy here. And the student should be able to log in with their Microsoft account. I can't do this because I'm not a student. But so they're going to log in with their Microsoft account. If that for some reason doesn't work, you can use the format for the for the login that Mark sent out, which is STU and their ID number for the username, and STU and their ID number for the password. They may have to connect to that account with Microsoft. I will run through that tomorrow, but for the most part, you shouldn't have to do it. I might say link to an existing account, and in that case, just have them use that STU and their ID number, and STU and their ID number for the password. So the kid gets it. Now we want to deliver that information so that at edcite.com/go, and let's say you have, going to start with D period today. I would give them that in Schoology link, and then once they log in, I'll show you what it looks like. Once they log in, it will look like this start button here. And that's the start code for an assignment. We're not there yet. What you want them to do is, it'll say the kid's name up there. You want to do is go to the little drop-down menu, click join class, and then what you should do is, I would just paste that join code that we had over here, PJ34L. I would pop it right into the Zoom chat and have them copy and paste it right in to here. That'll have them join the class, and then over here, I believe it will list the classes that they belong to. All right, so the next thing we want to do is create a district distribution for a common assessment for whichever class you're doing. So like I just said, you're going to go to district assignments. There are folders here on the left, which is where when a person creates the assignment, they should save that assignment too. Now, oddly enough, when I created the one for US 1 earlier today, or when I fixed it today, I did not put it in a folder. So I'm going to go back to my teacher screen here, just to actually, and I have a good opportunity to show you how to put it in a folder. So this is the US 1 pre-assessment. I'm going to have to put that in a folder. It says move to folder, and it should have all these folders up here for you. ELA, EL, history, math, science, but okay, looks like everybody's there. I'm going to obviously put that in the US 1 folder and go to submit. If this doesn't happen, then you're not going to be able to do the common assessment. And actually, while I'm at it, this is something you could see as well. If you don't click it to active as the person who created this common assessment, you gotta do that. And just to back it up a little bit more as well, if you go to settings, this will make it a common assessment. Don't click this until you are completely sure that that entire assessment was created correctly, because it becomes very hard to fix. Not that it's impossible, it's just a little bit of a pain. There are the tools over here, but many of them, can be overridden in the common assessment. I just hide this details report so they don't know the exact answers. When they get the report, it just tells them the score. So I didn't make any changes there, so I'll click cancel. So now it's active. Now it's a common assessment. I'm going to save it again. Now it should work. Now I'm going to go back to my admin mode here. And if I click on there, here, click on my US 1 folder, my US 1 pre-assessment finally comes up. So if this is the one I want to assign for my US 1 teachers, we only have 2 distributions because US 1 and US 2 for this particular cycle. So I already did the US 2 common assessment distribution, or partly. So I'm going to create this US History 1 from scratch for this video. So you're going to click the box on the left, and you're going to go to Assignment Options and Create Distribution. So you want to name this distribution pretty clearly, and I believe what I called the US 2 one was US, so I'm going to call it US 1 Cycle 1 Pre-Assessment, and you could put Fall 2020 on that as well, however you want to do it. I don't know, I'm not sure about these folders here, but I'm just going to put it in this one. I think that's where all the 2020 2021 things are going. I'm not sure. Anyway, doesn't matter where it lives for now. I'm going to create a new distribution. I can change the grade level. So US2 is taught now in 10th and 11th grade, as we are in a transitional period with our content, with our curriculum standards. So a couple things you want to do here is you might want to go to the settings. I would hide the answer details in the report unless you want them to see all the answers for the test they just took. You can make a note about submitting. Thanks for some. I'll do that actually. Thank you for completing your benchmark. There's some other things you can do. Disallow retakes. That might be something you want to click if you don't want them to go back and take it again on their free time. None of these are really necessary, but you can obviously do whatever you'd like if you want to have a time report, if you want to use a calculator. Text-to-speech is automatically in there, so you could disable that. I'm going to enable the masking tool so they can cross off answers. If you're doing math, I would look into some of these options because there's a lot of good options there. So I'm going to save, leave it in Park Viewer because that's closest to MCAS, even because there is no MCAS option. So Park Viewer is the best option as far as I can tell. Although of course you can do whatever you'd like. Just to get this done in a short amount of time here, there are more things you can do with performance bands and things like that. But for this first run, I think we just keep it simple, or you can look into that if you'd like as well. What I'm going to do here now is I have to assign it to my teachers. So I'm going to go to assign classes, and let's say I know that my teachers have done things correctly. Actually, that's not going to work. Let's do, say I know my teachers who teach US1. Okay, so I'm going to search for that class. So here's Kristen Tobacco, US1. When you can do this, what you'll do is you'll add that teacher, and then you'll go ahead and look for the next teacher. Actually, we're going to go back to signings for other teachers because we have to set up the courses with the number or with the level that we're doing. So I'm just going to assign it to myself for now because I have this set up so I know that this period is US1. That's why it's important to have the common setup. But no one's talked about that yet, so it's not a bad thing that people don't know that because you wouldn't know unless you went and made a common assessment. I'm going to assign classes, okay, and that's going to assign it to me, the teacher. Now, the really great thing about this is once you set up this for teachers, and you'll have a whole list of things here of people. Once you add all the people, all the classes, you'll have a whole list of teachers and things there. What you want to do is click this notify teachers, and this is a great option that I didn't know what was available last year. But basically, you're going to notify all the teachers you've contacted, and you've added, and it's going to send them an email that will tell them how to get their students on. So I'm going to go to my email, and then I see I have a link from Edcite. It's going to give you the link for the students to use to log in, and then the access code, and you just follow those directions. The access code's there. If they're not logged into a class, joined your class already, they might have to do that, but you should be at that step already. So, there you go. That's pretty much everything. And this email is a really helpful tool. And then you'll be going on to, doing that and receiving your data back from that eventually. And we can work on it some more. So that's all. Thank you.